Welcome back to our channel, Hume's Little Homestead. I'm Katie, and we are so excited that you stopped by our little homestead today. I really need to repot these peppers, and my Amazon package that I ordered with seed starting and seedling starting stuff arrived, so I just wanted to show how they're doing. I left them in this tray too long. This is the self-watering seed starting kit that I bought a few weeks ago. Anyway, ideally you don't want your plants to be in here this long because look at all their roots coming out the bottom. All right, but the way circumstances have been, I've been doing very light work. So today we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. I'm hoping I can get them all done. If I can't, then I'll just start with 10 of them and then do 10 more tomorrow, 10 more the next day. So I'm just being very careful because I am pregnant right now and just being very careful with how much I do in a day. But I wanted to show you this oregano. It is looking really good, really fantastic. I don't think I'll repot the oregano yet. And I don't think I'll repot any of these herbs yet. I just want to get on with the peppers. The Brussels sprouts are looking okay in here too. So I think they'll be fine to stay in a little longer. So like I said, I'm just going to start on this side of the peppers and work my way over. And hopefully we can get quite a few done. This one's really small still. It's very cute. So I'm excited to get my chart and remember which peppers are which, because as you can see at this stage, they all look exactly the same. I also wanted to give an update on the nasturtiums. They look fabulous, and I'm really excited with how they're looking. This one has a little spot on it. I accidentally left the grow lights on overnight one time, and I noticed a few of my leaves got burned from doing that. So try not to do that. If you're using grow lights, try not to leave them on overnight. But other than that, they have beautiful coloring, and we're looking forward to spring over here. We still have quite a ways before we can plant anything out in the ground, which might be surprising to anyone who knows that we're from Arizona. But the part of Arizona we live in still gets cold until May, and very windy. And so the wind is something we battle with, and I don't want to kill all the plants that I have started. Well, let's get started. Okay, first of all, my package is over here. Don't worry, this is all very light. I'll say we, because Ryan and I are both so grateful for all the prayers and support that we have received. And I just want to reassure everyone that I'm being very careful to not lift anything. And anyone who might just be joining might be like, well, you're pregnant, you're not like immobilized. But before this pregnancy, we had 2 miscarriages, and one of those miscarriages was right after the first trimester. So it was considered a late term miscarriage, which was pretty difficult. So that is why I am being a lot more cautious than I ever really have been in pregnancy. Because my first 5 babies, those pregnancies were like not easy. I mean, pregnancy's never easy, but the babies just always came and it was fine. But now I have to be really, really careful with this pregnancy because I'm just really nervous about everything. So first thing I'm going to show you what we got. I just wanted everyone to know that I'm not lifting anything too heavy. Don't worry. So the first thing, and that when you're pregnant, normally it's okay to do your normal activities. Like, this is just a much different experience. I don't know. if you have worries, just talk to your doctor. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just telling you what's going on in my own life. So I got these, I think they're water trays, and I'm very excited because having plants indoors in this room has carpet, like, and when you water plants, the water can spill out and get on the carpet, and then you need to use the steam cleaner to clean it up. So I went ahead and ordered these to save me the hassle from having water spills. I don't know, you might have seen in previous videos, I have like Walmart bags around pots to just catch the extra water. A little bit ghetto. I don't always splurge and buy the marketed stuff for the containers for seed starting. But I did this year. I went ahead and just to make my life easier, I ordered these. I will leave a link down in the description. Hopefully they still have it. I've noticed things are still kind of selling out and not stocking as quickly. So if they still have it, I'll link it in the description box. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I ordered all these items when I thought that I was going to be selling plants, but with enlightenment of recent events, what's going on in our own lives, we aren't going to be selling any plant starts this year. Sorry. I've decided to just pull way back on that and just grow a smaller garden than I originally planned, but I'm still I have a lot of different seeds to test and try out, like the dragon tongue beans and the really long noodle beans. I've never grown those before. So I've got some fun things to try, but I'm really not going to overdo it this year, which I have mixed feelings. I'm so excited for the reason, but I'm a little bummed because I had these huge garden goals, and this year not going to have a very as large garden as I planned. So I ordered these little black seed starting deep plastic pots. I wanted deep because I found with peppers and tomatoes, I like them to have, like, they don't necessarily need, let me grab an example here. These are what I used last year, and they're more wide than deep. And what I found is that the tomatoes could care less about the width. They preferred deep for starting. And while I'm speaking about tomatoes, I had planned to start them in March. We're in March. It's March 1st today. I had planned to start them in March, but I'm going to wait and hold off and start them probably in the middle of April because I don't plant my tomatoes outside until June 1st. And I don't want, like I've been saying, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to have so many, because in the past I could just carry them all outside and then bring them in for the night, and like they could just be in my living room in for the night. But this time I'm going to be very careful about how many plants I'm carrying in and out for hardening off. So I'm going to hold off and start my tomatoes as late as possible this year, which I'm not sure if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but that's what I'm going to do this year, is hold off until probably the second week of April to start tomatoes, which if I had known I was going to be getting pregnant with twins, I probably would have waited to start my peppers as well. But it is what it is, and they're doing good. They're surviving. They're not as beautiful as I would like them to be, but they're surviving. So I got 100 of these, and I'm not going to order any more of these. This is how I'm going to limit myself to starting too many tomatoes, because I always start, last year I started 100 tomatoes, and that was just too many. So I am not going to do that this year, but these are really cool. So they're 2.5 inch square, 5 inch deep. And then the last thing I got was these super cute color-coded things. So I think what I'm going to do, originally I was going to pick a color that were going to be my sales. But now I'm just going to do, like, hot peppers are going to be red. Tomatoes will be green. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do with these. So now I'm going to repot these peppers, and anyway, I'm excited to repot some peppers today. All right. I'm just using, I will say, I'm just using regular potting mix that you can get at any of the box stores. Nothing special, so. All right. So what I am going to do first is, oh, this is yellow. I need black. I will be right back. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to make my labels, and I am just going to have hot peppers be red. Well, I think I'm just going to have all peppers be red this year. You know what? No, I'd like only my hot peppers to be red. So, as Barskis aren't supposed to be hot. So, how about I do pink and red are similar, right? I'll do pink for non-hot peppers and red for really spicy peppers. So I'm going to get my labels created first, and I'm just going to write on them with a black Sharpie marker, and that's what I'm going to do first. I was going to put a little dot. Yeah, I'll put a little dot on the edge here for all of the ones that have been repotted already. And when I make my label, I'm going to put a little dot next to it saying, okay, I've made my label. That's ready to be repotted, and that will correspond with this pepper. And as soon as I repot it, I'll put that, I'll make sure this label, you know what I'm going to do? Make things I'm just going to stick the label down in like that. And that way, when I repot them, I'll just pull that out and put it in the new pot. So I've got my first row done here. So I put a black dot on each one as I put in their label. And you know, you could even put these labels in when you put in your seedlings. I'm thinking I might do that next time. Except for if your seedling doesn't sprout, then you might end up wasting one of these tabs. So this paper was nice because then you don't waste any of these. And you wait until your seedlings sprout, and if they don't sprout, you can replant and write down here the day you replanted and if you planted something else in that spot. So this will be nice. When I'm repotting, I will just take the tag out, gently scoop the pepper out, repot it, and then put the tag into the new pot. Very simple. I just finished, so everything that I made a label for got a dot in the left-hand corner. Everything that did not sprout or germinate or make it, this serrano pepper didn't make it, got an X, like, okay, that one didn't do well for whatever reason. And so that's what is going on here. So I put a dot and an X if it didn't sprout. So I'm not having much luck with my first time trying Brussels sprouts. That's okay though. That's why we try new things. I really love the color coding. It makes it so nice to look at. So my hot peppers are in red. My sweet peppers are in pink, except for these two because I ran out of pink. So looking back now, I definitely would have ordered 2 packs of these color coded. And so these 2 carnival bell peppers are in blue, even though they're peppers, they're blue. And now that I'm thinking about it, red should have maybe been tomatoes because tomatoes are red, and green should have been peppers. I don't know. I was just thinking red, hot, spicy. So red just made sense to me for spicy peppers. And then for flowers and herbs, I went with yellow. So again, I'm not going to be repotting these flowers and herbs. They are definitely getting a little overcrowded, but they look healthy overall. The alyssum is getting spindly. You can see how it's stretching out and getting spindly. It definitely needs some more nutrients, but the herbs are totally happy and they're not ready to be transplanted yet. So, and the snapdragons, like I said, they could be, but I'm just going to leave them because I'm just a little limited, and I'm just going to be doing the peppers today. What peppers I can get done. And I think the Brussels sprouts could use a new home too, but they're also just going to have to chill. As I planted the Brussels sprouts for myself because I don't think my family's going to like them. So if they die, I can sacrifice them. Like I said, the garden plants have definitely changed and evolved this year. Okay, I can take this out now since I have every single one labeled and I don't need my marker. Just as a reference, I had this marker here so that I could remember which paper went with which side. Because as you can see, when peppers grow, it doesn't matter if they're hot or sweet, they're going to look very similar. So if I didn't have them labeled well, which I have done in the past, I have mislabeled things, it becomes kind of a mess. So this is really, really exciting how organized I was able to be this year. So excited about that. One more thing I'll say about the color coding. You could totally color code frost tender plants versus frost hardy plants. And if like your kids or someone was helping you move your plants in and out at night, you could go tell them, grab all the blue plants. Those ones need to come inside. So all the blue labels. Or grab all the yellow labels. Those ones need to come inside. And all the pink labels can stay outside. They're okay to stay outside. So something else I thought of was like you could totally color code what is going to go into the garden when. So maybe your pink ones are frost hardy. So those ones would be getting out into the garden first. And maybe your red ones are frost tender. Like, don't put these out, they will die. So you would wait until your last frost to put those out. So that was another thought I had with the color coding. So many things you could do with them. But I am happy with being able to color code my peppers because maybe I can make, this year, maybe I can make a hot section and a mild section. So if my kids want to go out and munch on a pepper right from the pepper plant, they could look for the pink section and stay away from the red. just finished my last pepper, so I'm feeling really good, and I decided I've got enough pots, I've got enough dirt, I've got enough trays that I'm going to go ahead and do the herbs and the Brussels sprouts as well, just to get this entire tray cleaned out and make sure that I have enough space under the grow lights over there for these plants, and I think it'll work better. These trays are a nice compact size for how many plants I've started, so really excited. Let's get the herbs out next. So with the herbs, it's going to be a little different because, and the flowers, I sprinkled a lot of seeds in there as opposed to each pepper just had one. I am not going to be separating out the herbs. I am just going to plop them down in together and they will grow, because this is what I used to do. I used to think that each herb needed to be separated, and you can totally do that, but I found I've had better success just leaving them in a clump and letting them spread, because when you transplant herbs, I found they're a little more delicate, especially when they're this tiny. They're a little more delicate, and when I separated them out individually in individual roots, a lot of those would just die. But by transplanting them in a clump, some of them, maybe the outside will die, but the inside will be strong and healthy. And then most herbs naturally spread anyway and put down new roots anyway. So keeping them in a clump is better. That's just what I found. I don't really know the science behind it. That's just what I found works for me. So that's what I'm doing. So we're starting with the regular oregano, I think. Nope, the Greek oregano. That's why we have labels. So all I'm going to do, and I'm sorry you're not closer up. I could probably get you closer up on the next one. All I'm going to do is scoop out all the herbs together, all the Greek oregano in a clump, and they're just in a nice clump like this. And I'm going to plant them all together in that clump. Just like that. Okay, here's all of the seedlings that we separated out today and labeled. And the last thing I will say on repotting seedlings is don't forget to water them in. That is one of the most important things. So just make sure, like I haven't watered any of these yet. I'm getting ready to water them right now. I'll show you how I do it. Gently water them in. I try not to get it on the leaves right after I've done this. And just make sure and get a good amount of water in each seedling's little pot. That way, any dirt that is not surrounding the roots can really encompass the roots really well. So make sure and water every single one of your seedlings, and that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining and planting with me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we say bye till next time. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. We will talk to you later. Bye.